Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the marketplace. Coming up, majority of banks set to fully implement remote work policy post-COVID-19, according to a new PricewaterhouseCoopers report. We'll have details. Also, Tullow Oil makes a loss in excess of $1 billion. According to its half-year results, we have a summary. And hotel managers in the Volta region say fixing deplorable roads is very crucial in reviving the tourism industry already battered by COVID-19 pandemic. We have a special report from there. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. Details right after the break. Thanks for being with us. Now, a lot more banks in the country are now set to fully implement a work-from-home policy post-COVID-19 pandemic. That's one of the findings of a new PricewaterhouseCoopers 2020 banking survey report. George Rafe has details.
The survey engaged chief executives, chief finance officers, technology officials, and operational heads through interviews from 16 commercial banks in the country during the lockdown period. According to the survey, most of the banks were planning to fully adopt the strategy because of how their dealings were impacted during the lockdown period. Following this development, majority of the banks were working to invest more technology when it comes to their service delivery channels. Almost 70% of the banks surveyed have even gone ahead to permanently incorporate remote working for their staff based on their roles. Some of the banks were also working to review their fiscal growth strategies in terms of branch opening, as they are now looking at depending heavily on technology when it comes to engaging their customers and the public. PricewaterhouseCoopers in the survey noted that this move by the banks could also impact on tax collections and revenue mobilization for the country. Despite the expected savings and efficiency of this remote working, most of the banks were worried about the impact of this on jobs, as some of them look at the situation where they might have to lay off some of their staff as a result of this development. For instance, 3 out of 5 banking chiefs interviewed were also worried about the increasing cyber attacks due to this remote working. From the PricewaterhouseCoopers flagship banking survey report, most of the banking chiefs were looking at things stabilizing the next 3 years in terms of them recovering fully from the shocks of COVID-19.
Now, Trade Minister Alan Kyerematen, as part of his visit to the Ashanti and Bono regions this week, made a stop at the Amantin Agro-Processing Limited, a wholly owned Ghanaian company expected to create over 50,000 jobs. Charles Aite is with the minister on his tour and our reports.
The establishment of the factory puts together government interest in industrializing the industry. The Amantin Agro-Processing Limited, a wholly owned Ghanaian company, when fully completed, will be one of the most modernized and fully funded factories, automated industrial sub-region with a total investment of $34 million. The minister have stated that the factory will create about 450 direct employment at the factory floor with more than 30,000 indirect employment opportunities. The factory production capacity of 300 metric tons of industrial starch per day for the first phase and 600 metric tons per day for the second phase. It's all part of government agenda to industrialize the economy and prep a production plant across the entire region. I'm Charles Aite reporting for Joy Business.
Turning to oil and gas now, Tullow Oil made a loss in excess of $1 billion according to its half-year results. Revenue was, however, estimated at $731 million. The loss, according to the firm, was driven by exploration write-offs and impairments totaling $1.4 billion pre-tax. Next, a summary of the half-year results and the outlook for the rest of the year. And you're watching The Marketplace. In the second part of our series of reports on the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the tourism industry in the Volta region, we put the spotlight on hotels. Hotel managers say a recovery will also be dependent on how quickly deplorable roads in the region are fixed. They say about 1 million cedis is needed to fix the roads leading to their facilities. Fred Duho has more.
A
visit to any tourist site in the Volta region won't be complete without sleeping in any of the beautiful hotels dotted along the banks of the Volta River or in the regional capital, or taking advantage of water tourism. Owners of these hotels have invested heavily in jet ski, boats and mini yachts to give a perfect treat to visitors. About an hour drive to Sogakope and an extra hour to Keta from Accra, one can count at least 10 standard hotels and resorts. Aborigines Hotel in Keta has one of the clean beaches in the country. It has this sign of scissors and egg as a caution sign warning the public of dire consequences if they dare openly defecate at the beach. Horse and motor riding are among the fun times one can experience at the beach. While hotels in Keta and Anglogan boast of sandy beaches, hotels in Southtown District in Sogakope rely on water sports. Kafui Paku is the manager of Sogakope Beach Resort.
We offer accommodation as usual, restaurant, bar service. We have the spa, we have a gym, we have a multi-purpose court and a fitness room for those people who are interested in sports. And then we have boats. We are just constructing a deck for a pontoon, new pontoon and a speedboat.
To come and dock there.
Yes, and then we have jet skis all ready to be launched onto the water within the next 2 months. A lot of people are trying to understand this potential. So we are just taking advantage of it and bringing more people to enjoy the nature. Because if you see our environment here, is basically an eco-friendly resort.
According to Mr. Paku, they need about 1 million cedis to fix the terrible road leading to their space.
I see the road to be one of your nightmares. Okay. Am I right?
So that's a challenge for us. You know, the distance from town to to this place is so far.
Yeah, the place is isolated.
We've tried a couple of times to get estimates to see if we can fix it ourselves. But
how much is it? Tell me.
What we got, even if we sell this place, I'm not even sure we'll be able to afford
fix the road.
The road. So the concentration, you know, the main road there is a government road.
Yes.
That links the Aflau.
Yes.
Yes. So the concentration now is
from the junction there.
From the junction here to the resort.
That one you can afford to do it yourself.
So there are plans to work on that one. Try to engage the district assembly to help us work on the road, but it looks like at the moment the equipment that we need to use, they don't have them.
The number of hospitality industries, I can count at least 6.
Yeah.
So if 6 of you, considering the revenue you also generate from this tourism, you can put your muscles together, your financial muscles together to fix the road.
It's not easy. If you can see the way it is, believe it or not, it's even better than what it used to be. From the barrier to the college, the nursing college on the road there, is being worked on. And then somehow we got the machine to walk on the road to cost us close to 1 million Ghana cedis.
Despite the bad nature of this particular road, it connects to about 6 hospitality industries, and I mean world-class hotels on this stretch. But one interesting thing is when you endure this road and you get to your destination, be it the Sogakope Beach Resort or the Holy Trinity Spa, which is #1 in West Africa in terms of health tourism, in fact, you will never regret getting to those destinations. You would even forget the bad memories that this road has given you on your way to these tourism centers.
We endured the bad road and finally made it to Holy Trinity Spa and Health Farm, a healing sanctuary for body, mind, soul and spirit. The relaxing environment is a complete change from everyday stress and strains of life. The natural ambience, cool breeze from the Volta River, chirping of several species of birds enables a person to switch off into a relaxed mood. The minimum effect you receive from the spa is to lift the human spirit, enhance the feel, a good factor to enable you to reflect on life with celestial peace and charity. Former CEO of Kolebu Teaching Hospital owns the Holy Trinity Spa.
People who have humor, who joke a lot, who laugh a lot in their everyday life have far less incidents of heart attack. So it's important that we have a more relaxed life and have a lot of humor. We have 3 long tennis courts here, which is one of the few in this country. We have badminton, which is also few, table tennis, we have volley, we have basketball, we have football. We've started the golf course, across the river. In terms of the first pillar of physical health, we want to bring as many facilities for health that can suit your health, your age, and what you do. We have cycling, almost everything. We have group walk. Here, when there are people come, we want to start them with walk, we take them along a designed path, which is airy, which is refreshing. You see a lot of greens and flowers. And then we have security behind and in front. So you are so secured. We call it a walker size. And we also have places where we have dancer size. So dancing as a form of exercise, walking as a form of exercise, walker size and dancer size. So whichever form of exercise you think that after consultation, we think that you can practice as a lifestyle, that's what we do for you.
Making it to the Volta Serene Hotel, located in the heart of the Volta Regional Capital Hall, situated on a hilltop, gives visitors a beautiful night view of the whole township. Kutoche Divine is programs manager.
We are more guest-centered and we are very proactive towards the concerns and the needs of our guests. We look for creative means to make them so excited, to travel from a longer distance like Accra or Kumasi to come to the Volta region. It will take something unique that you do. So aside coming to enjoy the serenity of this place, a quiet place, we also seize the opportunity to engage our guests by taking them to the tourist sites in the region. This region is blessed with so much tourist sites, tourist attractions. You can talk about the waterfall. The highest settlement in Ghana is located in the region. And so we seize these opportunities to also make people see the tourism nature of the facility. So aside coming to a very quiet, serene environment where my staff and everybody is so professional, it also has to take creativity. And we seize the opportunity because we are close to most of the tourist sites to expose people to, and people really love such things. And not to talk about conference nature. We are also a conference hub, talking about close to 1,000 capacity, sitting banquet hall, auditoriums. So it makes us so unique in the region.
In partnership with Joy FM, visitors were treated to a night of bonfire after a tour of selected sites in the region.
You need to identify yourself with the people, so we needed to name it the Volta Serene Hotel. And as I said, we identify ourselves, gone were the days where you and I, those days in the village, we are used to the summer hat. So you could see that our chalets, we try to remind people of these things. And look, the best rooms you ever slept, trust me, would have been the summer hats, and reminding you of who we are as a people and as a region.
When people come here and they go to the top here and they catch a glimpse of the aerial view of the whole township, what experience do they share with you?
The experience is who is beautiful. Who is beautiful. And Volta Serene Hotel has exposed the region, trust me. So people climb to the rooftop and you see, especially at night, they say whole at night is the best shot you can ever see. So we get to have people coming in, and we take the opportunity to send them to this story site.
Do you think these story sites have been marketed enough?
Well, that would be a bigger debate, but I think there should be much that can be done. I mean, talking about the infrastructure there, sometimes they need more training, which they themselves have admitted. And as a hotel, we are also partnering them to see how best we can help, because we can't be taking people to such places and then, I mean, each and every day, deplorable states and things. So we are also offering helps with.
It is evidently clear now that when you talk of tourism, Volta region remains one of the best destinations. Our 2-day trip took us to Adaklu Mountain, Tafia Atome Monkey Sanctuary, Vili Waterfalls, back to Volta Serene Hotel, and here we are today in Sogakope, Holy Trinity Spa, one of the best health tourism destinations you can think of in West Africa. I am Fred Duo reporting for Joy Business.
And don't I envy Fred Duo, great report from the Volta region. Hopefully we'll visit there sometime in the future. You're watching The Marketplace. We are taking a short break. When we come back, we'll tell you how one entrepreneur is turning scrap tires into money-making venture. Welcome back to the program. Curiosity and a bit of hunger. That's what got Jeffrey Aboa to explore the use of abandoned car tires for furniture pieces. For Jeffrey, this is not just a business venture, but his contribution to curbing pollution from plastic waste. We bring you the story of his startup, Ripple's Interior Decor, on today's episode of the Joy Business Van. Scrap tires, burnt to retrieve steel, or in some cases used to roast livestock. Then, dangerous emissions, which will later create health problems. There are millions of such scrap tires across the country, not used for any purpose. And those that are burned become breeding places for thousands of mosquitoes. Entrepreneur Jeffrey Aboa has ever found use for these abandoned tires. He's brought me to one of the places in Accra where he collects them. Tires which would eventually be turned into beautiful furniture pieces. At his workshop in Medina, a suburb of Accra, Jeffrey gets to work. Jeffrey, who was a wallpaper painter, recounts how the idea to make furniture pieces from vehicle tires came to him.
I had this client, Akwesi Bonsu, of my story magazine. Akwesi Bonsu wanted a center table, but the way he described a center table, I realized I can't get some in Ghana, but he saw it online. It was not type per se, but a round wooden furniture sort of, so he wanted that.
In his quest to satisfy his client, he began to roam.
We roamed the streets of Accra, we couldn't get. So for us, when we got to Jowulu, they had packed some car tires, I think roughly about 100. And these guys were about to set fire in them. They were whisk tires, they were about to set fire in them. Some were big, different sizes. So we drove past, and then I was like, Akwesi, do you know we can make tables out of these car tires? Then he laughed. I also laughed. By then, honestly, genuinely, I had no idea of what I was talking about.
At first, it sounded like a joke, but Jeffrey would give it a try anyway. Today, Jeffrey is making a coffee table using a recycled tire, plywood, and colored ropes sourced locally to produce his designs. Some of his furniture pieces come with a bit of African fabric. Typically, how long does it take to finish something like this?
Something like this tie is small, and then more or less like a side table. It would take me roughly 3 to 4 hours. That's with enough concentration. 3 to 4 hours to finish weaving completely. You get it? You see, it's just like this. Oh, it's just a tie and ropes, but the color variations, the design, I have to think, I have to measure, I I have to know where to put this, where not to put it, because if I should start this thing here, I'm going to get a whole mistake altogether. It will be nice to you, but it's the mistake of me.
In the last 2 years, the university student has sold hundreds of pieces of furniture costing between 150 Ghana cedis and 1,200 Ghana cedis. His main mode of advertisement is social media, and on the average has 4 to 5 clients calling every week for his products.
It takes about, depending on the order that the client asks for, it takes about 3 to 4 days to finish with the client project, because most of the things I do are bespoke. So clients will, decide, okay, I want this color, I want that color, I want this, I want that design that you did for this person, but do it like this for me. I allow clients to be free, so that, they also feel a part of the whole production process. So when you have this thing in your room, you realize that, okay, I give the design out, I wanted it like this, and I have it like that.
Jeffrey has currently employed 2 people, and he's excited about what he does. In fact, his ambition is to create several production centers across the country and pass on the skill to more young people. But what excites him the most is the impact he's making on the environment and the lives he may be saving by collecting these scrap tires.
There's this guy, Boyan Slat. Boyan Slat traveled, he's a diver. He has come out with a research that there are more plastics in the sea than fishes. That is now. So imagine what we will face as time goes on. This plastic tie forms a part of them in the seas. So we have a massive problem with car tires. Because of their shape and sizes, it's very difficult to dispose. The only thing you can do is to throw them in the seas or bend them. And all this have their own problems, carcinogenic problem that they pose.
Well, this is not just a Ghana problem. According to The Guardian, every day 100,000 tires are taken off cars, vans, trucks, buses and bicycles. It is estimated that there are now more than 200 million lying around. And finally, this afternoon, I'm sure you may have heard that Vodafone Ghana has initiated a 4-month paternity leave for its male employees to ensure early child-father bonding. Well, here is our quick take for today with the HR Director of Vodafone Ghana.
You need to spend the time with the family, with the baby, trying to bond, and that's the whole brain behind what we're doing. And so it's not for you to just leave the new mother in the lurch and, be roaming about. That's not what we're expecting. But I think that our employees get that, and they really are looking forward to having this time with their new.
Just wondering what the baby and his dad were discussing, though. That's it for the marketplace.